Stop scrolling, this one will rattle your golf soul. Jack Nicklaus just dropped his Golf Mount Rushmore, and fans can't believe who he left off. That's the headline, that's the moment, and that's the spark that set Golf X on fire. The Golden Bear didn't just name 4 legends. He detonated a debate that ricocheted from locker rooms to living rooms in seconds. Buckle up, because the fallout is louder than a Sunday roar at Augusta, and we're only getting started. Picture this. In a calm, almost offhand reveal that felt more surgical than sentimental, Nicklaus laid out his personal pantheon. No fan vote, no committee, just the greatest major champion of all time, carving 4 faces into golf's imaginary granite. Coverage popped up fast. Last word on sports amplified the picks, then the takes started multiplying. You could almost hear the collective gasp from golf purists as the list rolled out. Lean in, because the shock isn't who's on it, it's who isn't. And that's where this gets spicy. Every sport has its sacred cows' names you just don't touch. Golf? It has a handful that feel untouchable icons who built the stage, filled the grandstands, and made Sunday Red or Sunday Swagger a thing. And yet, Nicklaus's granite quartet leaves out a figure many assumed was automatic, the kind of omission that rewrites arguments at the 19th hole. If your heart rate just ticked up, good, because your instincts are right, you're about to find out why. Meanwhile, on X, it was chaos. Respect the resume. Era matters. Influence. Numbers. Threads stacked up like leaderboard graphics. Creators posted instant breakdowns, and highlight reels of the snubbed legends surged back into circulation. This wasn't just nostalgia. It was a line in the sand moment about what greatness means: dominance, artistry, or cultural shockwaves. Strap in, because the fan war isn't cooling anytime soon. The comment battle has only begun. So here's the game plan for tonight. We're unpacking Nicklaus's criteria, the hidden logic behind the 4 faces, and the ripple effects rocking today's players, media, and fans. And yes, we'll confront the omission head-on and ask the question nobody wants to answer. If you put the snubbed icon on, who comes off? Deep breath, lean in, and don't look away. Here it is, the card flip you've been waiting for. Roll the on-screen slate. Bobby Jones, Ben Hogan, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus. 4 faces, 1 mountain, and 1,000 hot takes ready to detonate across timelines. This isn't just a list, it's a referendum on greatness, and you're about to see why it hit like a center-cut drive down Magnolia Lane. Buckle in, this reveal is where the storm begins. Now let's run the credentials fast and clean. Bobby Jones, the amateur who conquered the pros, Grand Slam 1,930, then founder of Augusta National and the Masters, foundation over fanfare, remember that blueprint. Ben Hogan, 9 majors, the 2053 Triple Crown, and a swing so precise it became doctrine. Mechanics as mythology etched forever. Tiger Woods, 15 majors, the 2001 Tiger Slam, a global boom that rewired purses, ratings, and generations, cultural earthquake plus ruthless execution lock, that combo in. Jack Nicklaus, 18 majors, 19 runner-ups, 5 decades as player, designer, and oracle, longevity as leverage undeniable and unshakable. Why these 4 together? Follow the pattern. It's architecture plus austerity plus dominance plus legacy. Jones lays the blueprint. Hogan writes the manual. Tiger pushes the ceiling higher. Nicklaus builds the bridge across eras. One crafts the cathedral. One tunes the liturgy. One fills the pews. One keeps the lights on. The symmetry is there. The math checks out. You see the logic forming. But here's the twist: logic isn't enough. The moment that graphic hit screens, oxygen left the room. Lists don't live in spreadsheets, they live in loyalty, in memory, in posters tacked on bedroom walls. The 4 picks look bulletproof on paper, but greatness isn't just arithmetic. It's aura, it's emotion, it's storytelling, and that's where this explodes. Scroll X and you'll see the chaos. Swing coaches ditching tips for polls, historians threading receipts, fans splicing majors maps side by side. The argument isn't about weakness, it's about the 5th name, the one too big to leave in the gallery. The talk shifts from who's on to what counts. And once that question's out, you can't put it back. Don't look away now. So here's the pivot you can't ignore. This quartet is the spark, but the omission? That's the wildfire. Leave off golf's most magnetic showman, and suddenly the soul of the game gets dragged into court. Buckle in. This is the moment the fairway cracked. Arnold Palmer, 7 majors, 62 PGA Tour wins, global icon. The king didn't make Nicklaus's mountain. You heard that right. The man who turned tee boxes into theaters and galleries into Arnie's army was left at ground level. That's not a snub, it's a seismic choice. And the aftershocks are still rolling, and they're not fading anytime soon. So why the uproar? Because Palmer isn't just a resume, he's the moment golf met television and charisma met Sunday drama. He mainstreamed risk-reward golf, sold the sport to living rooms, and made the handshake as iconic as the trophy itself. Influence like that feels untouchable, eternal, almost immortal, which is why Nicklaus's omission feels personal, not procedural. Now, flip the coin and see the counterweight. Nicklaus's 4 clearly suggest a rubric: foundational architects and ruthless major dominance. Jones built the blueprint and the masters. Hogan wrote the swing gospel and stacked 9 majors. Tiger detonated the modern era with 15 and a cultural quake. Jack himself owns 18 and the bridge across eras. It's not sentimental, it's surgical. Cold algorithm, no aura, and it cuts deep. Here's where expectations collide with precedent. Whenever legends roll out a Rushmore, fans subconsciously expect familiar faces. Prior lists, even from Tiger, lean heavily toward architects and record crushers, not popularity kings. That primes audiences to accept some omissions and riot over others. Palmer sits directly on that fault line, the space where stats clash with style, and that's why the tension keeps building. So, the debate splits right down the fairway. Team Palmer insists greatness is more than medals, it's meaning. The television boom, the Open's rebirth, the swagger, the brand that made golf cool. Team Granite fires back. Rushmore is for founders and finishers, not marketers and magnets. 2 value systems, 1 mountain, and you have to choose your math. And here's the gut punch. Putting Palmer on means taking someone off. Do you remove the architect, Jones, the manual, Hogan, the catalyst, Tiger, or the Everest, Nicklaus? That's not a vote, it's a philosophy exam disguised as a list. It's why timelines melted and why the debate keeps flaming. We're only heating up. Because this isn't just history, it's a live battle. Nicklaus's voice doesn't just echo, it still sets the rules. From Ryder Cup captaincy debates to how we define greatness in 2025 and beyond, the ripple is alive, loud, and landing hard. Lean in. Here's where history doesn't whisper, it slams the door open. The 2025 Ryder Cup has a live wire subplot. Could Keegan Bradley serve as a playing captain at Bethpage? That possibility exists only because of a precedent born in the Nicklaus era, and now it's back, splitting players and pundits in half. When golf argues about power and precedent, one name still defines the terms, and Jack proves it again. Roll the receipts, because this is no accident. After Arnold Palmer served as the last playing captain in 1963, the PGA of America slammed that door shut. Enter the 16th of December, Prend, 1982. They appoint a 42-year-old Jack Nicklaus as U.S. captain and unanimously vote to reopen that very door. That's the policy pivot that makes Bradley's 2025 storyline even possible. History didn't nudge here. It rewrote the playbook, and now it's knocking again. Fast forward to this summer, and the tension is live. Bradley sits deep in qualifying, his captain's picks due the 27th of August, and the locker room is buzzing. Xander Schauffele tells him, "Show up, ready." Patrick Cantlay doubles down. "If I was captain, I'd pick Keegan." That's not fringe, it's locker room weight aligning with precedent. This isn't fantasy, it's math, deadlines, and history colliding, and the drumbeat is accelerating. But the pushback is real, and it's loud. The Washington Post cut straight through, saying Bradley should step aside, the captain's load is overwhelming. Pairings, media, course setup, endless politics. Even Rory McIlroy waved the caution flag, saying the Ryder Cup circus is just too massive for dual duty. Influence clashes with logistics, romance crashes into reality, and this jury is still out. So why does this Ryder Cup subplot matter to Nicklaus's Mount Rushmore bombshell? Because the same man whose list detonated a values debate is also the man whose era still dictates the rules of engagement. In the very AP cycle stoking this saga, we got fresh media news. The USGA renewing with NBC through 2032, reminding us the game keeps evolving. But Jack's shadow doesn't shrink. Yesterday's moves keep steering tomorrow's headlines. Here's the clean takeaway you've been waiting for. Jack Nicklaus didn't chase popularity. He codified architecture plus peak dominance. That's why the mountain reads: Jones, Hogan, Woods, Nicklaus Foundation, Method, Disruption, Longevity. Outlets like Last Word on Sports charted the reveal, and TalkSport amplified the shock. Strip away the noise and you don't see a vibe, you see a rubric. That's the compass, and it points due north. Break down the roles, and the logic locks in. Bobby Jones isn't just trophies, he's Augusta, the Masters, the template of modern major lore. Ben Hogan isn't just 9, he's the doctrine, the swing text, the austerity of precision. Tiger Woods isn't just 15, he's the cultural earthquake that rewrote purses, ratings, and belief. Nicklaus isn't just 18, he's the bridge across eras, the long shadow that still sets the yardage. 4 pillars, one structure that's the matrix, unshaken. So why the uproar? Because Arnold Palmer lives in the overlap, where numbers meet nostalgia. 7 majors, 62 PGA Tour wins. The King television charisma turned sport into spectacle. If your metric is meaning audience, Aura, commercial lift Palmer feels untouchable. If your metric is granite blueprints and ruthless peaks, Nicklaus's 4 hold firm. 2 truths, 1 cliff face, and you've got to pick your weighting. Now it's your turn. 2 questions, no dodging. Question 1. If you put Palmer on, who comes off and why? Don't duck it. Swap 1, defend it, tell us your principle. Influence over architecture, or charisma over cold steel. Question 2. Should Sam Snead or Gary Player carve a face based on wins or global impact? Snead owns the 82-win summit. Player exported dominance worldwide. If you elevate either, who exits, and is your vote for volume or reach? Drop 1 stat and 1 story in the comments, receipts required.